Hey guitar friends, this is Prokopis from Effective Music Practice, and today we'll talk about using blue notes when we're improvising with the major pentatonic scale. Most guitar players are familiar with using the blue note in a minor pentatonic scale. In fact, when most people say the blue scale, they mean the minor pentatonic with the added blue note. But the truth is that there are two kinds of blue scales: the minor blue scale and the major blue scale. Now, they both happen to be made of the same exact intervals and therefore look the same on the fretboard. But they are used over different harmonic contexts, and this makes them sound different. They are what we call relative scales. They're just like the modes of the major scales. They share the same notes, but for each mode, a different note is considered the root note. And that determines the background chords, which in turn makes everything sound different. Okay, now if this is confusing to you, I'm about to give you an example to make this very easy to understand. Here's the most common shape for a minor pentatonic scale. This is actually the A minor pentatonic scale because the root note, which you see marked with red, is an A. Now, if we add a note between degrees 4 and 5, then this becomes an A minor blue scale. I played this over an A minor chord harmonic background because I want you to hear how the A sounds like the root note. The A is home bass. It's the most stable note because it's the basis for our scale. On the other end of the ditch, the blue note is the strangest sounding note. That's why most of the time you play it to create some tension and excitement, but then resolve to a more stable note. Now, how do we apply this to a major blue scale? Well, the major blue scale is the exact same scale as the minor, only now we consider this note to be the root note. In our case, this is the C. So if I play this over a C major harmonic background, this is no longer an A minor blue scale, it's a C major blue scale. Do you hear how the C is the home bass? So now, because of the C major harmonic background, C is the most stable note. Once again, the blue note is the most unstable note, but now it sounds different. It has a different character because it's affected by the new harmonic context. And once again, it usually requires some kind of a resolution to a more stable neighboring note. So, you see how this works? If you know the minor blue scale, you also know the major blue scale. But you need some extra practice with backing tracks because everything sounds different and many of your licks or improvisation phrasing tendencies will not work. You need some time to develop your major blues language, which brings me to the next point. As you may already know, in all my lessons I try to emphasize the musical side of learning. I don't like it when a guitar student learns something good, but they can find no way to make music with it. That's one of the main reasons I prefer the string fragment system for learning scales instead of memorizing scale shapes. When you memorize a bunch of shapes, it becomes very hard to control the sound. It creates a tendency to make you play mentally, mechanically. Plus, most people that memorize shapes have trouble jumping around the fretboard during their solos. They need to move from one shape to the next and generally feel limited and boxed in the box shapes. SFS, or the string fragment system on the other hand, takes care of these problems, plus you learn how to play over the whole fretboard much faster. The fact that you relate everything to the root notes in this system allows you to control the sound. With very little practice, you begin to predict how your phrases will sound regardless of where you are on the fretboard, because with SFS there are no different fingering shapes. It's just one system adjusted to different areas. Even this simple trick of moving the same phrase all over the fretboard is close to impossible when you just memorized all pentatonic positions. But it becomes extremely easy even for total beginners by using SFS. Anyway, I can't turn this into an SFS lesson. I easily get carried away because this system has done wonders for me and my students and my online viewers. If you want to know more about it, I have a free mini course called SFS Fretboard Secrets that you can get for free using the link below. Get it and I guarantee that you will see the guitar in a different light in just a few minutes of going through the first lesson. Alright, that's it for today. If you liked this lesson, please hit the like and share buttons to help me promote it. Pin it if you're a Pinterest user, and use the comments below to let me know what you think. This is Prokopis from Effective Music Practice. Enjoy your practice and be effective.